Hello and welcome. In this video, we're going to be looking at the new bristle brushes. What are they? What do they do? Why are they special? So the first thing that you want to know about the bristle brushes is they use an entirely new engine. The texture brushes use a stamping method in order to paint. It draws the image over and over again and closer and closer. In this way, it can create a painted stroke. And you can do some really beautiful, wonderful things with the texture brushes. Now, the difference here with the bristle brushes is these replicate reality a whole lot closer. These use a particle system to draw all of the individual strands of the brush. This is like having individual hairs or filaments on the brush, and these paint all the nuances of the brush stroke. So let's take a look at a couple different things here. Now, the way this is done is actually more efficient. The bristle brush engine took over a year and a half to develop. It uses a particle system that draws all of the individual strands from the brush. Let's take a closer look. With the improvements in the brush, texture blending and color blending are more accurate. It's more efficient, allowing for larger brushes. It has more nuance. There's more controllable jitter and randomness that allows you to do things that weren't possible with the texture brushes. Brushes can also, both in texture and in bristle categories, can go all the way up to 3000, which is absolutely humongous. Let's look at bristle flat, bristle soft, bristle wide, bristle hairy, bristle rake. Look how thick and beautiful the impasto is on this one. Bristle round. This is also one of my favorites here. Bristle round 2. Bristle ribbon. And bristle stripe. For those of you who painted for a long time, the difference that you see in these, the realism, the life-like qualities of these brushes is absolutely next generation. The bristle brush engine is still in development with more new features coming, so stay tuned. And watercolors are also part of that expansion for the bristle brushes. Now, if we open up the brush creator, we're going to take just a quick look here. You're going to see a number of different things that are not in texture brushes, including a lot of these options here like noise frequency, random noise. These are jitter and randomizers. These make it so that there is more natural, non-repeating strokes. For instance, let's paint here using the same brush and the same stroke. Notice every single one of these looks different and unique the same way that a brush changes after every single stroke. The combination of real shader and soft shadows with the bristle brushes creates a entirely new level of realism and life in your paintings. A quick overview of the brush creator here. The stroke, shape and bristles, and paint. These tabs, stroke you can think of as this is where you change your size and how fast the brush is. You change tilt and opacity here using the size curves and opacity curves. Again, you can set this up as high as 3000. Shape and bristle, this is where you create a lot of the variation in how the brush looks on the canvas and where you make it more organic looking. In the paint tab, this is where you change the blending properties, the color properties, and how it works with textures on the screen. When you're playing with the brush creator and you're creating something unique, I recommend creating, instead of a change here inside of the bristle brushes, go to the context menu, choose copy brush preset to favorite, find it in your favorites, and then over here, when you tweak things, you're not going to affect or destroy the original one inside of oils and acrylics. A couple things to play with. Density in thin and thick. This is going to make a significant difference. Notice here, there are dots next to thin, thick, and edges to show that it's enabled or not enabled. Width inside of thick will make a significant difference in how the brush looks. And adding and removing impasto will also play a large role. Inside of the paint tab, playing around with color noise per bristle. This is one of my favorite aspects to the new bristle brushes. Here we can create a lot of variation. We can make it subtle, or we can make it extreme. And we can also do color noise per stroke. Sometimes just a subtle shift is enough to make the paint look more organic and natural, not quite so flat or uniform. You can put these together and get some beautiful color mixing using the new bristle brushes. If you guys are as excited as I am about the new bristle brushes, put a comment in the comment section, say hello, share what you like about these new brushes, and if you have any questions about them, add those there too. Until next time, stay creative and have a wonderful day.